Alright, what's up, people? Your boy Kevin coming at you with another YouTube video about random shit. No, I'm just kidding. This one's gonna be about obtaining your Class A CDL license. Just information about that, my experience, and what you can experience. So, you're basically, you like trucking or you want more money and you heard or saw that trucking gives you the ability to make more money than your normal job in your hometown. Yes, that is very true to a certain point. Let's get it clear. Right off the bat, you're not going to be making a lot of money unless you get lucky with either a friend, family, or a company that is really willing to give you a chance. So to break that down, you could expect anything from going out your first couple weeks not making anything because you're training, to making a bare minimum of $300, $400, $500 a week being out. And I'm talking about OTR, on the road, going out of state. Some people are local. I guess they would experience something similar, but I wouldn't know. And then you got your first couple months to a year, I guess, rookie pay, which is anywhere from I've heard 40 cents to the 55 cents. I think that's the most common. And 55 cents is really well paid as a rookie. To clear that up. So it just varies. And you're talking about, are you going to get paid in a W-2? Are you going to work through a 1099 independent contractor? What are you going to do? So that's where the money factor comes in. So pick carefully on what you want to do. There's a lot of different jobs. You got hot shot, you got reefer, you got dry van, you got flatbed, you got step deck, tankers, hazmats, triples, doubles. Everything, the pay varies as well as your experience. The harder the job is, something like a hazmat or tanker, the more experience they need. I mean, roughly that's common sense. Some companies will get you on, but they will throw you the book and give you like a year contract. They'll probably even help you pay for your school, even throw you in school themselves, trucking school. But you are locked in for a contract, or you're going to be locked in for a payment if you end up leaving anytime soon. These are stories I've heard. I didn't experience that personally. So going into what I experienced was that I went into a local truck driving school. I want to say it was pretty cheap. There's places that I heard that are $800. I paid $1,500. I guess that's the cheaper high side I paid in the higher side of the cheap side. And then let me explain this real quick too. The school I went to is not accredited, so therefore, when I started applying recently to jobs, I didn't know what accredited meant. I mean, it says in its name, it's kind of logical, but just to break it down is that some companies, even good companies, are like, as long as you've gone to that school, have a day, etc., or have been enrolled, they're willing to give you a chance at a decent pay starting too. So is an accredited school better? In a sense it is, because you have better job opportunities, but it's not, because you're looking at anywhere from, I've heard, $4,000 to $8,000. That's mind-blowing. I mean, you're just starting off. But most of these companies as well, these mega carriers, will throw you on a reimbursement, a grant, or maybe even pay it for themselves, and then you just pay it out of pocket when you start working for them. If that's not the case and you want to pay everything out of pocket for an accredited school, go for it. If you have the money, go for it. And then start a company. I would say it varies from person to person, you know. I have somewhat of experience in the trucking industry because my dad was in it for about 20 years plus. He owned his own fleet of trucks, about 6 to 8. I can't recall. One of my cousins is an owner-operator. I got two uncles that are owner-operators, and I have an uncle that deals with two uncles that deal with the mechanical side of the trucking industry. So I have some information. I've done dispatching for about a year, but besides that, this is the first time I started driving. The driving factor. There's a long story about that. I'll probably get into that later. But the main factor of this is that what I decided to go to was that one school in my hometown, Bakersfield, California. Shout out. Paid my money, did my time from like January, February. Look at me talking like if I was in prison. January, February, I took the time to dedicate it to trucking school to go get my Class A CDL license. I didn't get endorsements and I didn't do manual. So my license is restricted to automatic. Remember, if you also do your license in an automatic, you're 7 on automatic. So you go and lift that restriction and you add on endorsements if you want hazmat, triples, doubles, tankers. And I do plan on getting those just for fun. I don't plan on doing any of that. Maybe tankers, I've got an idea of trying to do that. I heard they make really good money. But going back into the details again, I decided to go to that school. My cousin already had a job lined up for me, or training as far as that in his company, doing runs to Pennsylvania, North Carolina. And coming back to Cali at a flat rate, paid per load. And I was very fortunate of that he helped me out during school and he helped me out during the job. And not a lot of people will get that type of help and that type of opportunity. So if you ever get an opportunity where you get some help, even if you don't make money, take it, because now that I got to experience applying at other places, like other companies, without that possibility of my cousin giving me the chance of driving a team with his company, I would have not had experience, and applying would have been more difficult. On top of that, my personal experience, I have a DUI on my license. I thought I would never be able to get a job in this industry, but like I said, my cousin gave me the opportunity. I got a little bit of experience, like 4.5 months in. I was able to apply at a different company. They're giving me a shot, which I'm currently in right now, which I do appreciate again. But I mean, now that I'm out in the world of trucking through a different entity, you see everything that you didn't get from the other company, vice versa. Now you see things that you got from this company that you didn't get before in the other company, etc. So I think you just have to find your niche and follow what you want to follow. That's why there's various forms of driving in your CDL Class A opportunity. So if you have a buddy that does refrigerated loads, and he tells you that's really good money, that is, but then there might be in your area or your town, your city, better pay for drive-in, the box. Maybe there's better pay in tankers. If you want to make hourly, there's jobs that pay hourly local. You have various opportunities. So with that being said, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Just take any opportunity you have. I would say definitely go to school, whether you go to an accredited expensive school or an accredited mega carrier pays for your school, or even if you pay for your own school, or you don't even go to school and you just read the book and you go take the test. I would say just study, learn, and open your ears, man. I finally got to experience training somebody, even though my short time. The people I work with saw how I work and they liked it. That they were like, hey, you know what? Let's throw this guy that has his license. He just got it to you. You teach him what you know. And I mean, everything I got to learn, I got to learn it from a team member, which is my uncle, which is my team member, team driver. And he has over 25 years of driving. So I learned a lot from him. I picked at his brain. We actually didn't get along some of the times, but he's got 30 years for a reason, 25 years for a reason. Some of the things I didn't agree with, some things are old school. And going with that but I never shied away from learning. The only time I did become hard-headed is when I knew I was 100% right. Even if I was a little bit wrong, I wouldn't go against him because I've never experienced that. So even in trucking school, that's another big thing. Like, if you learn a certain way, go for it, learn it your way. But just remember that if someone that has their Class A or someone's teaching you, go off of that. Go off of their knowledge, their experience, because that's basically what you're paying for in that school. And if you don't get that, I got to experience a little bit of that where I went, where it was very do it on your own type of school. But I was on top of my stuff, like I said. I wasn't slacking there. And I ended up getting together with two other guys, two of the homies that became friends now. They both have their Class A. They both got manual. And one of them was working tanker, the other one was working local. I believe he's doing gravel. And they're all doing fairly well. So it just puts your mind that every time we went, though, we studied, we got it down, and we didn't mess around. So we all had goals, and my goal was to get my license as soon as possible. I went every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, studied, ate to a certain time, then went with my cousin to go do some paperwork in the office. So when it came that time that I went to go do my test, I passed it the first time. I did great. I passed with flying colors, except with one exception was that some guy ended up crossing, some homeless person ended up crossing right in front of me while I was driving. I was barely going to take off. I was going like 20 miles an hour. And I made the dumb decision of not reading him correctly. And I decided to slow down and ended up stopping when the guy, in my opinion, was in my lane or was very close. I want to say 2 feet away. But the lady told me that it wasn't legal. It wasn't smart to completely stop on the road, which it makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to run over somebody, you know. So she gave me a break on that one because obviously, like, she realized that it wasn't safe, but it wasn't not safe. I guess I don't know how it makes that sense, but she was the only one. That's the only thing that she wrote me up for. But I still got my CDL, like I said. So find a couple buddies, study, challenge yourself, and then just ask around, call around. What is your end goal? What do you want to work in? I knew that since my family runs more through reefer, I wanted to run reefer. And financially wise, I've heard that tankers make more money, so therefore I'm gonna maybe go towards the route tanker. My end goal right now is to be an owner operator, but as far as experience and knowledge and making the money to save up so I can have that down payment at some point for that truck, it would be working as a tanker, because that's, like I said, it might be a little I don't know how to call it. Like, some people hate the fact that you go for you do things for money, like do it because you love it. But I mean, yeah, you don't have to love something right away. You can love it later on. Like, I hated trucking, now I love it. I wouldn't say love it, I like it. See, but yeah, the time I did hate it, my days felt endless. The road fudging stretched out like crazy, man. A trip across Arizona to me now feels like a trip from where I'm from to LA, which is a 2-hour trip, and now that's how it feels to me. So little things like that. So just ask yourself, why do I want to get my CDL? Is it because of financial stability? Is it because it's a career path? Is it because I'm lost in the world, I don't know what to do? You have to ask yourself that. My opportunities were very limited. I didn't like truck driving. Now I like it. So therefore, this was one of my opportunities. Before this, I was at a job that was making $12.75 an hour, working 60 hours plus, crazy weather conditions, backbreaking, and I knew if I can do that and withstand that type of pay with those type of conditions, then I should be doing my best to work just as hard, if not harder, to get to a certain level where I don't have to ever question, why am I worth $12.75? No one's worth a certain amount, not even $100 a minute if you really think about it that way. If you're doing something that you don't really want to, because you could comfortably do something for like $30 an hour, which is reasonable compared to the 100 for something that you semi-like. So if that makes sense, right? So look for something in the middle if you can't withstand doing something you don't like for a lot of money. Besides that, money is the root of all evil, and it revolves around us, whether it's happiness, whether it's health, whether it's enjoyment. Money is is necessary. Someone tells you that you're supposed to do what you love and forget about money. Money will come. No, money will not come if you don't chase it. Money isn't just sitting there like the lottery. That's why the lottery, there's only 1 in 100 million chances of winning it. You think people would stop working and just use the money they have saved up and buy lottery tickets each day because it's bound to happen? No, they have to have that job to pay for that habit because it might happen, but they still have that financial resource backing them up. So with that being said, just enjoy what you're doing. And if that's the case, that this is why you're watching this video, that why get a CDL, financially you are going to set yourself up in the future, near future or further future, for a successful lifestyle. If you are very bad with money, then you're not going to have a successful lifestyle in any job that you have. So if you want to have a successful lifestyle and maintain it and grow, make sure you have the right money habits and the right job that you're doing. And a CDL will get you to that point as well, sooner than any other job that will pay you a certain amount an hour, and within 5 years you only get a $2 increase. And versus in a CDL, depending how you're doing, your record is clean, you get no inspections, no violations, you keep your E-log straight, and in a year you could see a couple cents increase. But you're talking about cents per mile, that is a lot. Because, I mean, we run roughly anywhere from, some companies run from 3,000 to 4,000 miles. So you do the math at how many cents you get paid. So there's that. So if you just want to, and then do you ever want to be a owner-operator in a CDL lifestyle? Like, that means that you're going to own your own truck, own trailer, get your own loads and everything. The amount of money you make is really like up to you, and those digits are in the, excuse me, gross numbers are in the couple of hundreds of thousands of dollars to netting a couple $100,000 or less. You know that I can't tell you numbers because every equipment varies, and every state varies, every load varies. So that's just I mean, what you do with your own life at that point. But the money's there. Go check out a lot of these videos for your CDL. You have to look into your pre-trip inspection, your in-cab inspection, your brakes, your air brakes. So if you don't want to go pay for a school, look these up. Those are the 3 things you need: pre-trip, the outside of the truck, the inside of the cab, and your brake system. That's the main one. You have to go to DMV. And then your road test. You have to actually practice driving. Even though you don't have a truck, you don't want to go to school, try to find someone, pay someone to let you borrow theirs, and get as much practice as you can in everything, not just driving. You know, you have to learn the rules of the road. You have to learn your logbook, your weight distribution, how your tandems are. I mean, you're never going to stop learning in truck driving. Like I said, I do have on paper on my CMV 6 months or less with truck driving school, but I've been around it for the last 20 years of my life. And embedded, I have a couple years added up. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any advice, message me or drop a comment, because this is going on YouTube, not anywhere else, because it's pretty long. It's but so to break it down, guys, if you can, go to truck driving school. If you can, practice as much as you can. If you can, get a job where you get paid somewhat anything, and if you don't, get a job in general. Preferably one that you're not stuck in a contract. Those kind of suck. And then the last thing would be, get as much experience, but don't ever settle. I know a lot of probably YouTubers out there that are with their CDL, or that I've seen myself, I enjoy watching their videos now, are going to tell you, don't go after the money, get your experience and this and that, but don't ever settle, because a lot of these companies, they take advantage of drivers. I'm not saying my company's taking advantage of me. I'm not saying they are and they're not. But some pay is just unrealistic. I would say if you already have a couple months in your belt, not trying to sound selfish or super money hungry, but if you're getting 30 cents, 40 cents, you're in the wrong boat. Jump out. Go somewhere where they're gonna value your progress. And I say progress because I'm not saying if you're new, don't go try looking for a company that pays 55, 60, 75 cents a mile. You know, that's for the veterans. You gotta allow them to have their own worth. You know, we still don't have that knowledge that they have, so they're valuable. And just see what you want to do, and this applies to life. Always keep learning. You see this, it's ridiculous how many truck drivers there are out here. I'm gonna show you real quick. You know, you see a truck driver everywhere. You really do. Truck driving is getting packed with good and bad drivers. A lot of them are leaving. A lot of them are coming in. So it's a diverse world, but I can tell you right now that just expect to learn a lot and have a lot of patience. Besides the whole trying to get your CDL, after your CDL, you're going to be stuck with somebody training you, and if you don't like someone in your personal space, which sucks, I hated it, but pick at the brain, learn, don't get discouraged. I'm finally doing solo runs, and I personally like it. Obviously, it kind of sucks because I kind of get used to talking to somebody in general, but let's see how it goes with this company. I don't know where it's going. So far, there's things I don't like, and I am on the verge of leaving. And this is just a personal opinion of mine. The pay is not bad. I won't complain about the pay. I get 50 cents a mile. But the structure, they have certain things. The structure, not certain things. The company, loading, unloading, and I'm not talking about the things that are not easily be able to be worked around. But these are just things that I don't like. Patience. I like running my miles. I like going, man. I don't like stopping for no reason. Today, the roads need to be fixed. They tax you all this money for roads and tolls and this, but these roads are really bad. But I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought, so I can't remember. I'm gonna leave this in there because it's raw footage. I'm driving on the I-40, heading to Albuquerque. I just left Oklahoma, Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. So, like I said, yeah, I like running. I like doing my miles. I like calling in my night. I like getting my hours of sleep, and I like just getting a check. You know. At first, this was for the money completely. Now I kind of like it. I wish I was more home. I was local. I have my baby boy and my girl obviously at my house, or our house. So I miss them. So that is very hard. I'll get into detail about sacrifice and if it's worth it later. But this video is just gonna go out as far as just how to get started. And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's another big thing. I feel confident in everything I do truck driving right now. I'm always learning. I feel confident though. But one thing I could tell you recently, like 2 weeks ago, I asked another driver if he can help me back into a spot. I felt like I could do it, but it was just gonna be a back and forth type of deal. I didn't, not that I didn't want to deal with it. There was a lot of cars around me and very nearby, and I know only an experienced driver could do it. So I decided to stay in the driver's seat and just get guided. And I could easily just struggled, but that puts a lot of stress on the equipment. Always take care of your company's equipment, because if it's not working, you're not making money. So you are part of the equipment. You are part of the setup. So if you don't take care of yourself and you don't take care of the equipment, how are you supposed to make money? How are you supposed to run? So with that being said, keep on trucking, and hopefully that's not a licensed term.